Hello, good evening viewers. This is Saurav in the studio and you are watching Rundown on Prag Digital. Now let's have a look at today's regional news headlines. Vandhan se Vikas, Assam to set up 400 Vandhan Vikas Kendras to promote tribal art and craft. Union Minister for Tribal Affairs Arjun Munda held a review meeting with Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma along with officials of the Tribal Affairs Department to discuss on the development of the tribal areas in the state. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma tweeted. The Union Minister even presented the Vandhan Award 2020-2021 to CM Himanta Biswa Sharma. The Tribal Affairs has awarded the Vandhan National Award 2020-2022 to TRI-SAM of Assam in category of Collaborative Initiative for Co-branding in Vandhan Yojana. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma finalizes measures for safety of ferry passengers. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma decided on a series of safety measures as a part of standard operating procedure for plying of vessels between Nimatighat and Majuli and elsewhere in the state. The Chief Minister reviewed the functioning of the Inland Water Transport Department here today. As a part of the SOP, plying of private vessels with single engine, except those with marine engines with reversible gear, will remain suspended. 6 government vessels, including 2 RoPax, shall remain operational between Majuli and Jorhat. 1 dredger will be used to maintain the channel gradient for smooth ferry services even in lean season. All 19 private passenger vehicles between Majuli and Jorhat will be fitted with marine engines with reversible gear at the expense of the government within 6 months. All passengers will be required to wear life jackets before departure of the vessel. Minimum 2 ramps temporary jetties will be remained at each ghat of Majuli and Jorhat for docking and mooring of boats. Nimatighat ferry tragedy. Body of woman comes ashore in Tejpur. A dead body of a woman was found on the bank of the Brahmaputra in Devsinghi Ghat in Tejpur on Sunday. The deceased woman, whose age was about 25 to 30 years, is suspected to be a victim of the Nimatighat boat tragedy which had taken place last week. The woman's identification could not be done as per last reports available. Meanwhile, 6 persons were arrested on Saturday regarding the ferry mishap after Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma directed the Jorhat police to register criminal cases against people who were found responsible for the tragic incident. Now let's have a look at today's national news headlines. Delhi records wettest September as rain breaks record of 121 years with 380.2 mm of rainfall from September 1 till Saturday afternoon. Delhi recorded its second highest downpour in 121 years and the highest after 1944, making it the wettest September in over a century. 380.2 mm in September 2021 so far is the second highest in 121 years and highest after 1944 in last 77 years for a month of September only. Heavy rainfall in Orissa, flood alert issued. Weather Office heavy rains triggered by a deep depression lashed Orissa on Monday, prompting the authorities to issue a flood alert. Officials said waterlogging was reported from several areas of Bhubaneswar as the state capital recorded 195 mm rainfall in the 24 hours till 8:30 a.m. in the morning, the highest in the last 63 years. On September 9, 1958, the city had received 163 mm rainfall. They said the depression over the northwest Bay of Bengal intensified into a deep depression and crossed the coast near Chandbali in Bhadrak district on Monday morning, following which the Weather Office issued alerts for 13 districts. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's image against Kolkata flyover sparks criticism in a major embarrassment. A full-page advertisement carried in a national English daily showcasing the industrialization and development of Uttar Pradesh under UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath featured a photograph of Kolkata's Ma flyover. The advertisement drew sharp criticism from several top ministers and leaders of the Trinamool Congress, accusing Adityanath of stealing images from infrastructure scenes in Bengal. The English daily later owned the responsibility of the fault. Now let's have a look at today's international news headlines. Israeli fighter jets strike Hamas facilities. Israeli fighter jets on Sunday afternoon struck military posts and facilities belonging to the armed wing of the Islamic Hamas movement in the Gaza Strip in response to rocket attacks, according to security sources. The sources said that the Israeli fighter jets struck by air-to-ground missiles military posts and facilities at the central and southern Gaza Strip for the second day in a row. North Korea missile test poses threats to neighbors and beyond. North Korean state media reported on Monday morning local time by the country had test-fired a new long-range cruise missile on Saturday and Sunday amid a long standoff with the United States over its nuclear program. This activity highlights DPRK's continuing focus on developing its military program and the threats that poses to its neighbors and the international community. The U.S. Indo-Pacific Command said in a statement using the North's official name. Women can study in gender-segregated universities. Women in Afghanistan can continue to study in universities, including at postgrad levels, but classroom will be gender-segregated and Islamic dress is compulsory. The Taliban government's new higher education minister said on Sunday. The announcement came as a Taliban official said Qatar's foreign minister arrived in the Afghan capital of Kabul, the highest-level visitor since the Taliban announced their interim cabinet. There was no immediate confirmation of the visit by Qatari officials. Now let's have a look at today's sports news headlines. Daniil Medvedev becomes US Open winner after defeating world number 1 Novak Djokovic on Sunday. Daniil Medvedev achieved a record-breaking historic win after defeating world number 1 tennis player Novak Djokovic in the US Open final. With this win, Medvedev has become the first Russian male tennis player to win a Grand Slam title after Yevgeny Kafelnikov and Marat Safin had won the French Open in 1996 and the Australian Open in 1999, while Marat Safin had won the 2005 US Open and the 2005 Australian Open titles. Rohit Sharma to replace Virat Kohli as limited overs captain. Rohit Sharma is reportedly set to replace Virat Kohli as Team India's captain in white ball cricket, ODIs and T20s. Post the conclusion of the T20 World Cup 2021, Kohli is currently India's captain across formats, having taken over the Test captaincy from MS Dhoni in becoming the limited overs skipper in 2017. Kohli has since been instrumental in helping India become a force to reckon with across formats and has led the team to some memorable victories. Pulak Goswami, new president of Guwahati Sports Association. The new office bearers of the Guwahati Sports Association, in short GSA, were constituted today in its annual general meeting held at the Tarun Ram Phukon Indoor Stadium today. Veteran sports organizer Pulak Goswami was elected as the new president of the Guwahati Sports Association, while Dhrubajyoti Kolita retained his post as the general secretary. Several important subjects were discussed in the meeting, which lasted nearly 6 hours. A section of office bearers elected unopposed for various posts earlier. An election was held today in 7 posts, where altogether 93 members casted their votes. That's all from today's news headlines. Thank you for watching Prag Digital. This is Saurav signing off from the studio.